Last but not least, we will introduce Vera, who is one of our very own from NFPU. She not only wears many hats, but also speaks many languages, which we learned yesterday. And she's going to talk about a very important project called the Community Advisory Board. It brings on patient experts and ambassadors to better the health and care of patients. So thank you so much, Vera.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. And, like this morning, my husband was texting me and he asked me, how is it going? How's the meeting? And I told him, it's inspirational. I feel inspired. And I got this rare emotion, when you feel that everything is possible in this life. And that's a very rare emotion I have in my life. And that's thanks to you. So as I said, it's an honor to be here. And many things are possible if we act as a community. And NF is a huge community. And community project is what I'm going to talk about today. And I'm super honored. It's a huge honor to present this project launched by NFPU today, which is Community Advisory Board, which we abbreviate as CAB. So I'm going to speak about NF1 Community Advisory Board, and it is very inspiring. So basically, what is the Community Advisory Board? This is a strategic tool to promote patient voice, because you know better than anyone that it is sometimes so hard to make people understand what are the real needs of patients, what the patients want, what they need, what do they really suffer from. Because as we discussed in the parallel session at NF2, it's not only medical issues, but sometimes cognitive issues, problems at work, discrimination, and other things that bother patients. And as a community, we want this voice to be heard. So this is a strategic tool to promote interests of neurofibromatosis patients. So basically, a community advisory board is a committee where knowledgeable parents, patients, caregivers, and patient advocates come together to discuss things, but also to advise other stakeholders on the things that are really meaningful to patients. And these stakeholders can be very different. It can be researchers, academia, pharmaceutical companies, and so on. So it's a huge number of people we're interacting with in this project on behalf of the NF1 community. And that's comes the question, what about NF2 and schwannomatosis? Unfortunately, at this point of time, having scarce resources, we are dedicating our efforts to develop NF1 Community Advisory Board, but we're very much looking forward to seeing NF2 and schwannomatosis CABs coming also in the future. So we're hoping that this will be a trendsetter, but definitely we will see more in the coming years. So how is our CAB organized? So as I said, the project is led by NF Patients United, but we do have partners because, as I said, we always have to work as a community, and our community is bigger than just us. So first of all, we are supported by Padvocates, which is a patient advocacy group, a consultancy, and they're being kind enough to support us with the initial selection of candidates, which is a very handy exercise because as an FPU, we can also be, not resistant to some bias while selecting candidates. So Padvocates have kindly agreed to share their knowledge on organizing community advisory boards and to run the first selection of candidates. And again, here comes the question, what happens in the future? Can I become an F1 CAB member? And the answer is yes. For now, the application rounds are closed. So we do have our first list, so our first selection of candidates, but in the future, stay tuned, follow us, and when the new round of applications is announced, you can also apply. Probably one thing that you have to do is to be knowledgeable about an F1 and also to have a good command of English in order to be able to speak on behalf of an F1 patients. Then the word comes to our sponsors, because you know that every project is a huge thing that requires a lot of funding, a lot of resources and efforts. And here we're kindly supported by our two sponsors, Alexion, AstraZeneca Rare Disease, and SpringWorks Therapeutics. Huge thanks to both teams who have been so supportive of this project and who made this possible. Thank you so much. So what is the current status and where we're finding ourselves right now? So we have received multiple applications from different countries. And as I said, the selection procedure was run by Padvocates. who have finally selected 17 candidates. We do have full members and associated members, and that's good news because the difference is that full members come from within the European Union and broader Europe, but we also have some international representatives coming from other countries. And so far, the NF1 Community Board will be concentrating, it will be having like a European focus, but in the future, we're hoping that this community will become stronger, will grow, and we will see other CABs in other parts of the world. But still, we're very much pleased to welcome international candidates who have been selected to become Community Advisory Board members. So, of course, we expect that all people who speak up on behalf of the NF1 community are knowledgeable, but to ensure that we're all on the same page, that we're all in line and we can indeed represent other people, we ensure that all members undergo additional training. And so I'm happy to announce that 6 out of 6 trainings have been already completed by our CAB members, and there are some people in this room who have been selected as our Community Advisory Board members. And so the next step is to run the first meeting, and this is taking place, we hope, somewhere in September or October 2025. So this will be the first meeting when Community Advisory Board will convene and decide on various topics related to research, clinical trials, access to care, treatment, and many more questions that are relevant to an F1 community. So what's next? I suggest that you follow our official website, where we do have a dedicated page for an F1 Community Advisory Board, and this page will be constantly updated, so you can find all the information relevant to an F1 CAB on our website. Also follow us on LinkedIn if you want to see some speedy news on what's going on. And of course, Community Advisory Board is a sort of a public project which is organized in the interests of the whole community. So we're going to publish all the information regarding activities, and all reports will be published, including the disclosure of financial information and all the reports that are going to be adopted by Community Advisory Board. So follow us. Thank you for attention. If you do have any questions or comments, please do send us a message, whether it's regarding your potential participation as a Community Advisory Board member, whether it concerns other questions, and we're always there to help you. And thank you for giving us this honor to create this very important community project that we will hope really will help promote interests of NF1 patients across Europe and beyond. Thank you so much.